Hi, here's a really difficult situation to think about. Supposing you had a woman aged about 60, 65 who had had breast cancer and been through the range of therapies, chemo, radio, surgical, etc., and was in a state of remission when she showed up at your group. And suppose as you developed and the congregation developed a pastoral interest in the person and support, because as she declared herself and her condition, people were genuinely concerned that she had support along the journey. Now that's a normative kind of scenario. That's exactly what you would expect ethically to occur. In any group where human beings are motivated by compassion. But let's say that as time goes on, the particular person, she develops a kind of very deep depression about her cancer and is not convinced that in fact she has had it all removed or whatever. And this kind of plays on her mind. And she brings this up time and time again with her pastoral visitor, with the minister, in fact, with anyone that will listen. And it emerges that she is very deeply depressed, and the congregation recognize that she needs help beyond what they can supply, though individually they're compassionate and pastorally sensitive to her needs. However, what happens is that in the midst of this depression, she decides to commit suicide, and she signals her intention to do so to a couple of more trusted people in the congregation. And supposing, furthermore, that she doesn't count the minister or the pastor as one of those trusted people. Now, here's the really the pragmatic task that you, as one of those who she's confided in, what are you going to do now? And so your four basic questions come into play again. What's going on? You can do the analysis there. Why is it going on? You can do the hermeneutic or interpretive task there. What ought to be going on? And all of a sudden the ethos is no longer clear to everyone. So it may be that of the four questions, it is how might you respond to that particular request? Suicide is a big pastoral issue, particularly as it affects young people in New Zealand. And it's very, very clear that churches can play and volunteer groups can play a key role in suicide prevention. But everyone recognizes that they are inadequate in terms of preparation for the task. So the question that I would want you to think about is, how might you personally respond as you understand the ethos that's surrounding this particular case? The person has come to you in confidence and not to the minister. The person is thinking about suicide, is willing to share that. How would you respond? Would you take your concerns to the minister? Would you take your concerns to the woman's family? As soon as you do these things, you start to break the trust. So the four questions don't actually give you a general answer. There isn't a great solution that drops from the sky here. It's got to be worked through so that your personal response takes place within an ethical framework. We'll have a look at another case like this in the next video, but it will be something that occurs in a happier kind of framework. Look forward to seeing you then.